Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I hope you guys are rested and relaxed here for OG versus Alliance. It's our big series for today because one of these teams will be our first teams in the playoffs for ESL 1 Germany. Both these teams deserve the slot, but one of them have to lose. Now, get ready for our game number 1 draft. I've got Godot, I've got QO. I mean, we saw the post from OG. They're talking about these drafts are going to be wacky and they're going to break some pubs for a while. So what are we kind of expecting going into this?
Well, to be honest, OG's already been this team that plays very unorthodox, so I'm not too sure what to expect at this point in time.
Everything spicy you can think of, QO.
The reason why OG is good is they can just pick all these heroes and then they can just send it to like whoever they want to play. Yep. So that gets like a very that became very advantage for the OG. So yeah.
Well, we've got a draft on our hands, boys. So OG open up here with Magnus PA. That is QO's wet dream right there.
5 seconds.
So we'll leave him to deal with that on the end of the panel there. But the Underlord is the response here. Obviously, Rubik's picked up Hanskin, has been an animal on that hero. But this Underlord hero, I want us to focus a little bit on that because we talked about this last time we saw this matchup with the Underlord versus the PA. Theoretically, on paper, it's supposed to be a counter, right? But most of the time, it doesn't really work out like that.
Yep.
Yeah?
It's mainly because the Underlord is not that mobile. Sure, you can pressure in last hitting, but there's a lot of kill potential, and a lot of the times we've seen the PA matchup, and it's mainly due to the fact that you can start it for tri lane, you just kill him before he scales up, he ramps up and gets the extra points on his aura. And I think just in general, I don't like Underlord that much as a hero right now. It's kind of fallen off a little bit. Alliance have played it, but recently they played it at mid and they completely crushed the matchup of the Void Spear. We saw in the game they try to do the same thing. Didn't work out, but
yeah, I think that's why they're confident in picking this Underlord. Like they've used it as mid and they can probably put it as off lane, but usually when I'm just referring to Southeast Asia scene. Usually when the Magnus PA comes out, like the first response is Southeast Asians, like our the Timbersaw and Tidehunter. And I see this Timbersaw is getting banned here because just by picking this hero, you're gonna be they just can't use this post 5 Magnus at least. It has to be mid or off lane, but it's good against PA anyways. So that's something that I feel like OG understands, but other teams don't really understand it.
Yeah, the other thing to mention as well is OG normally, not always, but most of the time it's dead playing in the off lane. So it's not too slow when they play the Magnus as if you were to play a position 5 or position 4 Magnus. On top of that as well, I'm also scared because they actually got Rubik, and we've seen Rubik time and time again against Magnus in this tournament as well, just completely stealing RP, being more effective than the Magnus itself. And I mean, sure, OG might have their own idea on how they're going to play, and I'm sure they're confident enough to pick the Magnus regardless of Rubik being picked up afterwards, or else they wouldn't have opened it up in that order, right? So let's just hope they have an idea on how they want to play this game.
Well, I just hope that Hanskin has another blinder of a game than he had last time he played it. He had an absolute ball terror with just being on this Rubik, just stealing absolutely everything that he could, stealing RP, stealing all that. And I mean, if this is how game 1's going to start off, just with these 2 hero picks, I'm going to...
And remember as well, they play as a position 5 as well on FNG, so it's very flexible.
That is true.
I want to see Tops and PA here.
Tops? Okay, alright. Walk me through this one. Is there a specific reason why you want Topson to be running this PA mid? Is it because you don't like mid one on it, or do you think that it will just give them better matchups in the mid lane?
No, I just feel like Topson's naturally good with this right-click mid as well. Anyways, like I think he was popular for this troll like mid, and mid one can just pick something like King or Slark to deal with this Underlord. Like since they see Underlord Omni Knight, I feel like the Monkey King and like Slark could be like a really good option.
I think as well, as you stated, Topson likes to play these fast heroes that do. It's like the NK mid, right? And you can kind of accelerate his game with the Magnus pick as well.
Obviously, like this laning matchup matters the most. Like you pick PA, like you're just gonna be spamming this Wraith Band and Partridge, but like you still can't really lane against like a certain hero. Like.
So are you worried here though? Because now they have an Underlord, and if OG done their homework, they know it's Flexi Underlord, right? They can play it mid, they can play it in the off lane. There's no real option to put PA in an ideal situation, because if it is an Underlord mid and the Omni Knight's in the off lane, then obviously it's kind of hindering his options.
Well, one thing that figure out is OD's not banned against Omni Knight and Underlord, and they just didn't care about it. So
is that really a Topson hero though? It's not really one of those heroes that I think about all the time. But this is a Topson hero.
Yep.
This is a Quasplex Invoker that they've played quite a lot. Gives some good purges with the Tornadoes. I want us to circle back a little bit here to this Underlord and the Omni Knight. Is this something that Alliance can run as a support Omni Knight, or they're just going to jam this Underlord in the mid and just be like, all right, Limp, this is a good matchup for you no matter what you're going to go up against, and you're just going to try and build those aura items, and then we're just going to try and abuse GA with Nico Baby on, his big chub boys, like Spectre and Anti-Mage and that kind of stuff.
Well, the thing is, I don't think the Omni Knight is actually set on position-wise either, because as I said before, the Ruby can be Flexi 5 or Flexi 4. The Omni Knight could possibly be in a position 5 as well, right? So they can still do Underlord with Rubik, pick a different mid hero here, and then select the Omni Knight for the position 5. And they can use a mid hero that can really destroy the Invoker as well, if that's how it is.
Okay, they go for the Troll Warlord here. Nico Baby hero?
I don't really like this hero unless like they dominate all these like other side lanes.
Okay.
And I do actually feel that OG is like a bit overconfident, like picking this PA first and Invoker first without seeing anything. I know like if you're just really good with this hero, like what Collapse did last game, I think he just picks this Mars and just assuming whatever he verses, he's gonna win it. And OG might have the same mentality.
Well, I think what Darcy pointed out, that they played as a 5 for no tail, and Seb loves this hero. So it's probably, I feel like you got it correct, QA, where it's a bit of confidence coming in from OG. They're like, Seb, you're confident playing this, we can also throw it to no tail if it does get to that bad situation. But
I just don't like it as a position at all, because they're just gonna get run down in the lane by the Underlord if that's the case. Like PA Magnus against Underlord just seems terrible to begin with. And then very lane emphasis currently. Sure, they're a little immobile, they can't really just run around and gank, but they have their last pick still for that. And their OG is, if it is a Magnus 3, they've already just selected all 3. Makes it very easy to draft accordingly now for Alliance.
10 seconds
Maybe it can
remaining.
be Invoker 5 and Tusker 4
turn
and
to
PA
ban.
and go trialing against Underlord.
I mean, I'm not going to put anything past OG.
Hacking.
They said that they're going to ruin people's pubs, so whatever this, hero player matchup is going to be, it's probably going to ruin some pubs if this Invoker's anything other than Topson.
We got the Alacrity buff, the Empower
10
buff, we got the tag team, the PAs.
Because No Tail said, it was No Tail?
It was no tail, yeah.
Yes. Oh, he's playing Invoker 5.
Yeah, I think
I feel it.
You bait pick the Invoker, you pretend it's mid, and then you throw it in as a position 5 as a...
The thing is, Alliance have the final pick of the
ban.
entire draft, so they're going to know whether or not OG pick something weird mid like Dazzle or something like that to make it look like a position 5 for no tail, then just switch it up. Alliance are going to have the final pick of the draft. They're going to be able to give either Limp or S4, these heroes that they can play extremely well.
I don't think that actually matters because, the 4 hero already doesn't seem like I don't know where they're gonna go anyways. So even if it's a last pick, something like obvious hero comes out, like Invoker mid, it could be Magnus mid. We never know what's gonna really.
You really want this Invoker 5, don't you, Kyo?
Yeah, I want to see that. Like level 1 cold snap into the tag team and PA to blink strike and hit with the massive attack speed. I feel
get rid of the Grimstroke here, so you're still feeling like there's probably some supports, maybe a Thompson hero floating around here for OG.
10 seconds.
What do they need to
remaining.
round this out? Pocket heroes, let's look at more
This could be
mechanics.
Pogna could be.
Alliances turn.
Like, I'm
to
just
pick.
assuming that
Lina.
Agnes to be. Oh, Lina.
Okay, so you don't
Yup.
sound too confident about that Invoker 5
No,
anymore,
could be
QO.
Lina mid and Evoker.
I mean, last pick Lina mids has never really worked out for a lot of these other teams, so...
Yeah. I'm
They're
just
not gonna do
thinking,
that.
you were
10
mentioning
seconds
Timbersaw, is that
remaining.
actually banned?
Yep, it's
It is
banned.
Yeah, he got banned.
So what are the
third
heroes
for OG.
that
5
can
seconds
just
remaining.
ruin that bottom lane?
Do we feel like Alliance are lacking anything? They've got some
Alliance
tower.
needs to have this like some fast movement speed hero here. Voice spirit.
You may
Fog.
now
Yep.
select your
Okay.
heroes.
So it gives them a little bit of lockdown there for the PA and all that kind of jazz. They still have the snowball save there from Suxa. So mid one's picking up Phantom Assassin, top's an Invoker, and it's a position 5 Magnus. But it's less pub breaking than what we were expecting
Yeah,
here.
I'm not...
Seb,
It's
Lina.
a Seb Lina. So maybe that's pub breaking, the offlane Lina.
I'm not too sure about that.
All right, okay, boys. All the notes are out the window. It seems like here for these two drafts between Alliance and OG. So, what are we thinking? What's even in your brains? My brain's too tiny to
So it's
pass this.
Omni Knight position 5 as we mentioned, Rubik was 4, so it looks like the Rubik and the Lord that we were talking about.
My brain's saying I'm going with the Alliance.
You gonna go with
10
Alliance's
seconds
draft? Or you
remaining.
think the Heavenly Grace and the Guardian Angels is too strong?
I just feel like that
5
PA
seconds
Magnus
remaining.
is not going to. No.
All right, what about you, Darcy?
Okay, I agree with that. I think the PA Magnus is not going to do well in the lane, but I just feel like if they can get past the laning phase without taking too... They're online a lot quicker. They can create a lot of space. We have iconic hero Saxo on Tusker, Thompson on Invoker. I think they can make it work. So
All right, so you're going to go with OG. All right, so my panel's split once again here between Alliance and OG. We couldn't make sense of the draft. Let's see if Fogged can. He's joined by OD Pixel.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. OG versus Alliance. It's going to be a fun one for sure. I'm OD Pixel here with Fogged. And Fogged, well, what do we have here? We have OG slapping out the PA Magnus to open this one off. Very, very strong. A lot of luck. And sort of over on the side of Alliance, ending it with the limp puck. Something that's it's definitely going to be exciting to see how it plays out against the Thompson mid Invoker.
Yeah, overall, these drafts don't look too bizarre, right? Like, I feel like we can kind of understand where everything goes. The only one that really just stands out is really just Seb's Lina. The Seb Lina and then the
Sure.
FNG Omni Knight. And that you understand because it's in response to a Magnus. The Seb Lina is the big question mark. He's going to really look to do. Looks like he just wants to
Prepare for
apply pressure and have
battle.
a range hero that can benefit a lot from tag team, but usually not as your offlaner.
No, it's, I mean, Seb, he is sort of the classic, hey, I'm going to take this hero to the offlane and I'm going to make it work. So I think a lot of people are going to be watching and waiting to see what exactly he is capable of when he's going to be running this Lina offlane position. We'll see what sort of magic Seb has up his sleeves, see what he's able to do. I mean, you know, sort of if you were to go big brain, what other than sort of the tag team potentially in lane, what else do you think Seb's looking at this game and saying this is a great Lina game?
It's just high burst versus Troll, the high magic damage, something that Troll doesn't like to play versus, and it gives them that the variable that, you know, they pick the Omni Knight for the Guardian Angel to protect against physical damage. This now gives them that big magical damage element. But I think
30
besides that, it really is
seconds
mostly
to
just
battle.
along the tag team and him just thinking that, I guess he looks at the lane and he's like, this has to be an Omni Knight Troll lane because the way that they pick their heroes, and he's probably like, I can get away with this. How the hell do they actually get on top of a Lina with these two? It's very unlikely unless a Rubik rotation comes. So then he feels like he can just get away with this hero in the offlane. So this is very similar that we saw from OG Do versus Secret at the We Play tournament when they just do this empower alacrity PA and just buff up through it as much as possible. Actually, very similar, especially versus a Rubik too. It's actually very similar support heroes that he was playing against.
Yeah, and do you like that?
I think he can definitely pop. He can pop the Rubik. Like a Rubik might have like some situations where he doesn't get anything off in the fights because he's versus Tusk and PA. These two heroes aren't very nice to play as a Rubik. You just die. They get on top of you, you don't get good spell steals either. The rest of the heroes, obviously the Rubik is very good versus.
For Hankin to look at this game. And yeah, so the lanes end up going down as top lane S4 and Hansken against mid 1 and Notel. See what sort of pressure they can put on. I mean, between the aura of S4, once he has leveled at sort of the level 2 you would imagine, and the Fade bot, it's a lot of ways to mess with the damage output, the PA in lane, and make it a little harder for mid 1 to get the easy CS up here.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. This should be a pretty decent lane for Alliance. The only thing they have to watch out, of course, is just don't get skewered. Level 2, that shockwave skewer is always going to be an element. Rubik can die pretty easily to it. So as long as he doesn't get caught by it, it might be okay. S4, he should be able to tank through it.
Oh, mid lane Thompson. And with the Verify just in time. Did try an aggressive play, catching him with the cold snap from the tornado. They're both sitting very low at the moment in that mid lane. Notel, everybody gets the courier, also does get a skewer, not quite in range of the tower though. Firestorm punches them out.
Mid Thompson's getting extremely aggressive though,
yeah,
and it's hurting his last hits quite a bit here because he has to do so.
Yeah, exaggerating that for sure. I mean, yeah, 5 for 3 against the 2 for 2. First few ways looking pretty hot for Limp.
Hey, he's really just playing for the harassment though. Every single time he's walking up and hitting Limp, missing CS for it.
Burns, blood.
Playing the Seb Lina. He's just got himself first blood. I mean, we are seeing sort of a glimpse of it already of how hard it is for these two heroes to sort of just walk around. You know, Seb's going to be able to catch him every time the light strike red against these two heroes.
Nico as well about to die here.
They've got the light strike. TPE from FNG is going to be there soon enough to offer up the purification, but still so much damage between the two of them. And this is only on sort of the second level of them. I feel like this lane is only going to get tougher for Nico to farm in if Seb continues to get a good time to get this level advantage.
He's always going to be able to. This is a terrible lane for Alliance. Like this, somebody that cannot do much of anything but just hit Saksa. And Nico, baby, he's under the gun quite a lot. Every time he walks up to get last hits too, it's always risk of stun. And tag team plus that Fire Souls.
Kel tries to skewer, but is instantly cancelled here by the telekinesis. As well, getting low, so a bit cautious about how he commits one. And mid lane, we're seeing Thompson, he's even it out now. We're back to even here on the mid, as they do continue to both really battle it out.
Doesn't it?
Heavy on the aggression on one another. See, it has been equalized.
Dire structures are fortified.
Suicide to get his mana returned up top. Looks like they're going for it again.
He's low. Another skewer from Notel. If they got enough damage, mid one taking a lot with the Firestorm. He's going to turn with the dagger, but the lift up's there. Mid one. Careful, one charges in the Fairy Fire, keep him fine. Notel stepping back over towards S4. Trying to finish off this kill with the shockwave. Has he got the damage? He has. Mid one jumps over. They take down S4. Notel will be able to live as well. Gets himself that's getting back. Mid one. He's ready to turn and collapse in onto the Rubik with the help of Notel. They look to run down another mid one with the body blocks. He's going to have another dagger out. Jumps over. Handscan, he'll fall as Fuji clean up on the top.
This lane, it looks like it's deceptive because it looks like it's weak, but then it just has so many elements of slow in it because of the shockwave, the skewer, the dagger is constantly them jumping back and forth. Actually able to set up for both of those kills. Very nicely done.
Yeah, they need a lot of hits to do it, but they just that sort of control, they're able to get the time to do so.
Which is huge for the PA because she's able to farm up top. She's going to be able to get all this regen too for herself. And you know the troll is getting pressured down bottom pretty hard by this Lina as well as this Tusk. So you have to be feeling pretty happy right now if you're mid one.
Burns, doesn't it?
And this will keep applying a lot of pressure. Unless the rotation comes from the Rubik, I don't see a way for Nico Baby to get solid farm down here. He's still at 19, which is pretty damn good for himself. But the threat is always still there. Like Seb is always getting these extra denies because of it. Because of his
just so much out of this bottom lane. You're going to see a good timing on the level 6 as well. Without a doubt, with the way that they're able to play this, it's getting to the point where Saxa might be able to sort of have the space to make moves elsewhere and leave Seb alone with the way he's pushing in under the tower.
Yeah, he's going to give him all that experience as Seb keeps it right outside the tower too, so it's going to be stuck in that position of
see up top. We're able to grab that bounty. Try and go for the skewer play out the rune spawn, but
bottom, Nico Baby.
Not quite able to time it. The trees, he's trying to juke this off. Saxon not quite able to close him with the tag team. walk off again, but they're low on regen. If they just got some more shipped out, they have. Yeah, just got some more tangos sent out on the courier. Just needs to sort of constantly ferry himself regen against this lane where Seven Saxer, they just do a hell of a lot of damage. If they get on top of these heroes, the damage is it's so much between the tag team and the hard, fast hits from the Lina.
And they have arcade boots, so they can just keep doing it over and over again. And now they have a catapult wave, so we're probably going to see OG look to pressure this one a little bit more here. Push the lane, and Nico Baby has to go for a raindrop. He has to go for any these type of small defensive items to protect himself.
Will break.
Tries to turn a little bit onto Seb. Move for speed to step out. Top lane. Towards Hans Chem. Not quite able to get the angle on the rune spawns. Limp going to get fortunate again. 6 minutes in. He gets himself a second bottle refill. Farm between the two of them. Thompson taking a slight lead, but still very close. And of course, with these two heroes, it's just going to be all down to what sort of moves they're able to make for their teams. You know, both are going to play active. Mid lane, TP's going to be coming across. They look to make the move already. The teleport and the EMP buying a bit of safety for Thompson, but not enough. The burst is there from Limp, jumps in with the orb of the waning rift. Hansken is able to help out with that bait bolt as they
Nice shards.
manage to take down Thompson.
On bottom, Nico, he has the Heavenly Grace, which is protecting him quite a lot.
Dire's
God,
middle tower
he
is under
just
attack.
brought that raindrop. It's down to 1 charge already. Seb is literally just chain nuking him.
Yeah.
Radiant
He
structures
just
are
the raindrop
fortified.
and the whole set of tangos. He's been through the whole set.
Dire's
Just
middle
that much.
tower is under attack.
It's not an easy lane to play into at all, but he is playing it cool. As you said, Nico Baby's getting far and he's not feeding. He's not dying. They got the damage for S4. Hunting from S4, trying with the troops. He's going to get another Firestorm out, but No-Tail finishing him off with the Shockwave. Very high pop. No-Tail, can he get away from Hansken? He can. He's able to offer one final impact to mid one. One won't be looking to commit any further onto Hansken.
Down bottom.
Man of health. Finish the kill off onto FNG. He's underneath the tower. Dragon Slave clips him though, Seb. Gets him on the way out.
And they keep the catapult alive during all this is the most important part. It's 7.5 minutes in and this catapult's still going. It's finally going to start hitting tower.
We can see rotation from Limp. He's coming down to try and help Nico Baby. They're able to get the move straight on to Seb. In fact, committing with the silence, the Dream Core Electric.
Very nice.
Chances are given for the Lina to run away as Limp will be able to burst him down. A very needed move that going to give Nico Baby a crucial amount of space and eliminate the threat of Seb being in that lane with the Laguna Blade potential.
Yeah, and all things considered, like, this is a very strong pressure lane that OG was running, and Nico Baby did not die. He's up to level 6 with pretty good life, and he played it very cool. Oh, Limp. The jump action is still stuck in the shards.
He wasn't quite able to make it over the wall of ice. The heal from FNG does come in, and that might just save him. He's out to the side with the Duke. Saxon's trying to chase. He's going to live. FNG just in time to keep his puck alive.
Clutch timing. Almost some small mistakes getting himself killed, but FNG bailing him out of a bad scenario there. And yeah, like I was saying, Nico Baby, I think he's probably pretty happy because I think that this lane could have gone disastrous. I think he could have just chain fed in this one, but
we would definitely have seen other teams have their carry crumble under that sort of pressure.
Yeah.
But Nico Baby, one of the best.
It's really important to point out the little things too in the lane. Is like him bringing out the raindrop, them just spending a little bit more gold on regen, him going for the wand. It's all these things that really add up because a lot of those situations he would have just died. Him juking out a stun, etc. It's really important to point out.
Yeah, OG, they really did bring a challenge to that bottom lane, but he dealt with it the best he could, given the circumstances.
Seb, though, is still going to be very large because of all this, as he was receiving no pressure really down bottom except for the rotation. He's going to go for the mech build, so he's still going to be acting as this offlaner with his item builds.
I mean, and that works. At the end of the day, for OG's lineup, it's just it's all about the PA, right? As long as you're able to fight around and keep the PA alive, your job's done. You know, you have to be very sort of selfless with the build. Make sure whatever you're doing is just going to make the game easier for one to pop off. As you know, it's a PA. This hero will just destroy entire lineups if you can get to the stage where you're keeping him alive. And the Heroes of Alliance, I mean, what do you think is sort of going to be the biggest threat for Midland's PA this game when you look at Alliance's lineup?
Pit and Coil.
Yeah.
Those are pretty annoying. He has to worry a little about Guardian Angel in some situations, but they have Tornado. They do have at least a dispel mechanic that can provide some damage, and Guardian Angel's pretty long cooldown. I think the Coil and the Pit are the most annoying ones. He's got so much buff up, though. That's the one thing they always make sure they do with this PA is S-Corner.
They'll pick up the damage to take him before he's out with the rift. They do. They do indeed. Just enough take him down. That first level of Dark Rift, of course, does take a long time, 6 seconds to get out, and they killed him in just 5.
Yep, and this is going to be some incredible item timings. All 3 cores at the top here for OG, and there's a PA who's going to get away with it very early Desolator, and he will get buffed up. Last time OG ran this, they picked up both Medallion and Solar Crash. That shows how much they just want to buff the PA.
Gonna have an RP straight away onto Nico Baby, but Nico Baby's gonna get a chance to pop the ult there with the help of FNG, offering up the Heavenly Grace. Doesn't mean that Nico Baby will live, but he's getting dragged in pretty deep towards Seb. Extra TP's coming in his mid one. A longer TP, but he's still able to get the range for the dagger, and Laguna. Seb just blows him up with the ultimate. As Nico Baby's taken down, S4's hunting for No-Tail in the trees, but No-Tail's doing a good job with the jukes. He's running away, doesn't matter. S4 able to get that final hit in, cuts him down. Over to the side, Mid-1 moves over towards Limp. Tornado's down into the FP. Limp's still able to jump over to the orb. Hansken's left behind. S4 turn, but he's out of mana. Managed to get that kill onto Mid-1 at the end of it all, with that final bit of burst from Hansken. Seb fighting into them aggressively, but it's a close one. I mean, we're sort of seeing the PA and the Magnus go down. They do get Nico Baby, but OG losing something in return for it.
Yeah, they lose something pretty big there. I think he broke Coil. I think I heard that too, as the nuke from the Rubik comes out. Limp, no Coil now for mid. Can't quite set up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Try and run him down a little bit. Can. Tornado could look to set something up.
Well, Nico Baby feels forced to go for the Battle Fury this game.
I mean, I like it. You know, you are against the PA with Empower. You know that if there's the only sort of chance of being able to keep up with that, unless you feel you're going to close the game early, is going the route of a fight. He's going to need something. Otherwise, he is just going to fall too far behind.
Yeah,
so the thing
that scares me though is that it's not like PA isn't going to turn up to fights though, and I feel like this is going to make it so Troll can't really show up to fights really well. So I think if OG, they're going to see the items right away too. They see that, they're probably going to identify, and I think they're going to look to play extremely active. As soon as Deso's up, like force a Roshan, and then look at Alliance, they're going to have to fight a Roshan 4v5, because you know that Troll is really not going to contribute too much. So I think if they can choose how they want to play around that on OG.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, yeah, I think it's just hard for the Troll, because if he doesn't go for the Battle Fury, what are you getting in the same time that Mid-1's getting a death? So that's actually going to help you do too much more against the PA. Bottom lane, S4 goes down. It's a big dream coil onto the 3 of them. Level damage to get the kills whilst they're under it. Limp's going to jump over the side. The stolen Laguna, he's going to burst down Seb. The lift up as well onto Saxa. Big coil from Limp allows them to turn around, hold onto the tower, and by the looks of it, get all 3 of them. Big reactions from Alliance. Limp lays down the law with that coil, and they hold the tower.
Yeah, absolutely huge from him. He's really turning up every single one of his rotations on point. 4-0-2, he's got Blink finished if he chooses for it. And yeah, I mean, I do agree with you with Nico Baby. He doesn't really have options in this game. It's like he can do this BKB and the BKB Yasha into Battle Fury build that we saw before. Or I think it was with the Basha, but I don't think this game he needs to be able to match the farm.
We'll see how much Mid-1 is able to do with this Deso, because it's a very quick
Radiant's
timing.
middle tower
14 minutes in, Deso ready to go. He's heading over towards mid. Thompson. Catch on Hansken. And down as well with the cold snap. Hansken trying to run. Is there any help for Hansken? Got a turn with a lift for the Dragon Slave, and the snowball's in. Hansken falls to his death. Alliance stepping away.
This is where OG's going to really kick up the heat. The Deso's
They've got this power with the PA strain, and they go to the Laguna Blade. The heals out from FNG, keeping it for life. He's able to jump in, big jump again. The Dream Coil onto both Seb and Thompson. Nico Baby stepping over, but the cold snap's going to hold him back as well as the Deathing Blast. S4 trying to get the Dark Rift out. Is he going to get out in time? He's fully lost. The punch is in. He's dead. He's not getting out today. As S4 goes down, G's still poking at Alliance underneath the tower. Once more, in them down very low. Keeps getting these great initiations, but just that time around, no one was there to follow up. Nico Baby tried, but at this stage, Thompson just offers up too much control for this troll to be able to run into the front lines and fight.
Yeah, when he's got the max Wax, we see that Deafening Blast comes in. It's like 3-4 seconds of that disarm too for him on top of the cold snap. And look at the items. Thompson, it's not a game about him. It's a game about his team. As the Glimmer's done, Burner's done, and now he's going for that Medallion, as we mentioned. All about buffing up mid one. Still very close
Radiant's
though.
bottom tower is under
Trolls
attack.
almost matching the farm.
Lane Thompson. Every time he sees that wall come out, he's stepping in to see if he can interrupt.
Is under attack.
The attempt for Handscan. Catch him in the tornado, but lots of TPs coming in from Alliance. They're ready to hold this tier 1. S4 charging forward, gets the big control onto mid-one. The Dream code down as well. Mid-one silence. They burst it. The Stormfall not there in time. There's no save for the PA as Nico Baby moves on to Saxa with the battle chance. Jump towards Seb. Limp continuing to chase. The Light Strike Array holds back the puck for now. Continue to run. Got any combo up in a second, but it's too far to chase on. And I mean, this is their strength right now. You know, if this PA does come running at you with the power that mid-one has, he is still pretty vulnerable to being saved. The only save they have is that snowball. So you throw everything on top of him, he's going to get blown up. Mid, Nico Baby out of mana, and with that in mind, he still hasn't got the ult, but the save again. FNG purification and the healthy grace. He's never run it out. I mean, this Omni pick doing wonders multiple times now. We're seeing FNG coming in with these clutch saves.
Dire's middle tower has been
It
denied.
really is. FNG every single time just seems to be in the right place at the right time. And I'm living at Nico Baby, like this Battle Fury build, so far it's working, that he's showing up to the fights. He's not just strictly jungling, he even walks back to mid to make sure even before the Battle Fury was finished. So I like that he's contributing to his team, and we're seeing it. He's at the top of that net worth, and it's him involved in the game, rather than just being a jungler.
To say, I mean, Nico Baby's just
Dire's
been
middle
so smart
tower
with his moves
is
so
under
far
attack.
this game.
Dire are scanning.
With the lines, every time they have coil, they're smoking, they're looking. They know they can take advantage. The mid one, he can just die. A coil.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They did it
is under
before, they'll do it
attack.
again. Sax, it's all about Sax. With the Dream Core down, Sax is stepping forward. He's trying to find some sets. He's holding up the Snowball for now. He'll come in with it. Buys a bit of time. Snowball over towards the side, gives mid-one the opportunity to jump out. Dagger as well to slow down Nico Baby with the heavenly grace. Buff is there. Chasing on the Saxa. Strong shards, but they do have vision over it as Nico Baby will be able to slowly finish him down. Saxa tries to the TP out, but they catch him over to the side. No tail. He's down onto Handscape. Drags him in. It's out from FNG. Mid-one's got to jump onto the side. Seb will be able to cover the Laguna Blade, take down Handscan. Nico Baby throws out the axes. Don't pop flip onto mid-one. He's being healed up by the and in the tree line. Limp, he's hiding. Jumps back to safety with the orb. Thompson got the setup onto FNG with the ult. The EMP has burned the mana. Dark from S4 will take the rest of them out of there. Managed to disengage. FNG has been left behind, but they leave him behind to get the tower denied, which he will find. Cost him his life, but hey, tower denied, he'd probably take that.
Such aggressive. Both teams are giving each other so much respect. You see how they're just literally duking it out. It's 10 heroes show up in the bottom lane every time there is a fight. They're not looking for any type of split push, they're just looking for action. It's keeping it very close.
What's a 13? Only 1k gold in it. And one of those sort of rare games we've had so far this L1 Germany where there's no real way of telling which way it's going to swing. Alliance, they got a DD. It's going to be spotted. Pretty big. Sunstrike out. They've got to make moves on this. They're not going to want to let Alliance get away with this. They're doing it pretty quickly.
Have the Lina coming in with Saxa.
Let's see what's strong. They're already Alliance are a bit spooked. They know that OG's heading over. They don't want to try and stick the fight whilst they're holding in the pit. They want to look for it on the outside limb. He's going to jump forward. Coil only down onto one of them though. Thompson's able to get up the high ground. He's going to be safe for now. The focus took the Snowdale. Magnus is out. A bit of an awkward Dream Core, kind of does the job, but I mean it pushes them back. They're able to get one kill. It's enough space for Alliance to put Confident going back into the pit. Tornado out once more, Seb stepping in, Lit close to the side, silences Saxon. Good start onto S4 as well as the MP, draining this Underlord's mana. He's not got much left to offer. Saxon's trying to run. Yeah, just trying to poke and push Alliance out of the pit. She can throw this down, jump over to Hanskin. Kill from mid-one instantly. Takes out the Rubik and he's ready to hunt for more. This alacrity, he hurts over towards FNG, goes jumping down. FNG, he's trying to run with a crit and the Light Strike Array catch. FNG falls, now OG, they'll move to the pit themselves. The three members of Alliance could do anything to try for a steal. Lim could go for a jump. He's going to have to time it perfectly, starting to scout it out with the orb. It's falling low. Can Limp make the move? He's going to rush hard for the top of the rush. It's already gone down and he doesn't want to risk it. OG, they'll get the Aegis for mid-one.
Big fight for them. They show up with everybody and they have these timings. This PA now with Sage pick up an Essence Ring, he's a lot tankier. He had 1300 HP before, now he's all the way up to like 2k. So he can always act as his frontliner and just jump a little bit more risky.
Radiant's
Tower to
middle
fall
tower
as well.
has fallen.
And one off the back of that Roche, starting to step ahead of Nico Baby's troll.
And we're seeing, look,
Radiant's
Alliance has to be
middle
very
tower is
careful
under
inside of
attack.
these fights too, just EMP in general. I don't believe they have a single pair of, I'm actually clicking, yeah, I heard of a single pair of arcane boots. So when these EMPs hit, you saw, like S4, he's out of mana, he has to just walk away. They can't take these fights if they do get hit by these big ones.
It's be quite the problem.
It is.
I mean, well, you say we're seeing it already. It's not an easy fight for them to get into once Thompson finds the placement for that EMP.
And now full SNY. So the control that they had for mid one, it's gonna start being a lot weaker. On top of him with an Aegis and all these buffs that he's gonna be throwing onto him, his medallion,
Radiant
everything
are
else
scanning.
that they're gonna be itemizing for.
Just sweeping in with the smoke. There's going to be a smoke from Alliance. Already Thompson able to dispel onto Haskell, leads him with the cold staff. Ball from the side, opens up the pit. Lip tries to defend the snowball, takes them over to the side, but now they're big stuck in the pit. Saxer and Thompson, they're caught, and Thompson, he's almost going to go down. He will fall. There'll be a rip out from S4 as he's trying to take them out of there. Nico Baby's able to TP away, but FNG will be left behind. One gets to two of them.
Oh, Nojo almost RP'd and pulled him off the high ground there. That was really close to them actually getting Nico Baby too.
Starting to get some moves that are beginning to set them ahead. I mean, yeah, already with this SFI, once he has this Satanic done, the burst combo from Alliance that we have seen deal with him twice this game, that's just not going to work anymore. That burst is not going to kill this PA quick enough.
No, and the control isn't going to be there either, right? Like the lift and the coil is the two big ones. The pick can be a little annoying too, but he's starting to get to this point where it's just too much. And with Empower, with all this crazy amount of damage too, it's like you don't even feel the atrophy aura. It's only level 2 also, but PA goes right through that. Lines, they're going to need some just real big ults coming together. It's starting to feel like they're running out of gas a little bit versus what OG's got, and the PA is just getting absolutely enormous. And he's got good backup. Like we said, it's all about the PA. They're going to be throwing everything onto him, and when we look at Alliance, they don't have the same type of tools to be able to do it, right? Like they're not going to be able to even itemize for this, like a medallion, Lotus Orbit, Solar Crest, etc. Throw onto this troll to buff up. OG, they're going to do that. Like, look at top. Solar Crest, Alacrity.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For sort of the first 15 minutes, this game has been very close, but at this stage, even with sort of the small advantage in gold and such,
Are fortified.
do you just look at this PA and do you just have to ask, how do they stop him? How do they stop Mid-One's PA right now? The whole draft from OG were around just making this game amazing, and so far they've achieved exactly that.
Yeah, even though he's died a couple times too, he's still keeps getting away with the bump. He's got the Empower always.
Try and burst in the once. They can, no, they can't. Jump out, saves there with it, as well as the Glimmer.
They have good high ground D though. Pretty tough to push into Underlord most of the time, especially with this when there's a Rubik at the back. So they'll back up, they'll give some respect, finish up their items. Getting close to Satanic, like you said, and they're perfectly fine with this. They force everyone back. He's extremely far. Thompson on the hunt.
Catch on Nico Baby, but there, he's just going to jump straight away over towards Thompson. Mid-one, he's going to look to come out to Nico Baby. Nico Baby getting pushed back by the side. Very deep in the hole. Oh, it's beautiful for no tail straight in, but the stolen RP! The stolen RP! It's brilliant! It's absolutely brilliant from Hanskin. He's just turned the whole fight around. They take out the Aegis, take a look from round 2 onto Mid-one. They're in on top of him with the Charlie's having to play by the river set. He's got the jump with the burst, the light track away into Laguna. Will take him out. Now towards Nico Baby. Nico Baby getting low. He's still alive. He tries to burst Mid-one. The final nuke from Hanskin, the stolen Dragon Slave. Hanskin takes out Mid-one. Saxer and Seth moving in onto the two of them, but Hanskin goes to still get hit by the light striker. Has he got anything else to offer? Will get this play ball out in time. Buyback as well. Limp with the tag on. He's taken out the Lina. Saxa is trying to fight this, but Hanskin's fought back. The stolen snowball. I mean, that fight, that whole fight, Hanskin, the steals were incredible. Incredible steals from Hanskin and Alliance. They end up coming out on top of it. They deal with OG in a situation where OG have the Aegis on the PA. It doesn't matter. Alliance with the moves of Hanskin's Rubik are able to outplay them.
I can't believe he actually gets that steal in time too. It's looking terrifying for a second. He's able to get in range of it too to be able to set up for the perfect RP and they can turn it. But I mean, They still lose
Radiant
Nico, baby, out of all of it, and somehow OG, like, again, they're back onto the map looking for moves. So it's a slight comeback there for Alliance, but
Sure.
you can see what it cost them to be able to come back in the fight. They have to steal an RP.
On him, put their eyes on Thompson. There it is.
Snowball.
Hansken again with the stolen snowball, making moves onto the Invoker. They lead in onto Thompson, and Thompson's got the stolen EMP as well from Hansken. He's just doing everything. He is just he's becoming the OG to defeat them, and it's working. He's doing it in style. Dream calls down. They've got the two of them. Nico Baby trying to step up with the charge. Will block Nico Baby off from getting in on this. Lim's still trying to jump in. Saxa taking off to the side with the snowball. To maybe get a catch on the back of the Alliance, see what they can find here. Look, strike away, Hansken, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They don't have their 5-man. Thompson's still dead for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep poking at them until he does respawn, until they look to commit for the fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's 50 gold from Satanic on mid one as well. Okay, he's gonna finish it.
yeah, that's gonna make a huge difference. I mean, with the Satanic, he doesn't die to even
Radiant's
those sort of
top tower
plays
is
from
under
Alliance.
attack.
Oh no. They're gonna need a blessing in disguise still. Eyes are really gonna be on Hansken. Like he really has to, it really feels like he has to steal RP. Like, if they don't get RP in these fights, I don't know how to deal with mid one. And now with the Satanic, like you said, even then, they're gonna try to play the high ground here. They have this big dag in first 2 from Lim.
Yeah, but
Radiant's
one leading in.
middle
Who's he gonna
tower
find?
is
Who's he
under
gonna jump? He's running straight over. He's looking towards S4 first. Jumps in. See the move says Hansken gets the EMP down. That's drained a lot of the mana potential from Saxa. Mid1 still trying to move it on to Nico Baby, but the Heavenly Grace he got to save the charge. They blocked him in. Mid1 tries to jump over towards Hansken, but Hansken has to go to keep himself alive. He gets the PA hotel. RP down. Patches it. Catches Nico Baby. Lim's down and out. Nico Baby trying to stand his ground. The purification heals him up, but he hasn't got any ult to around. Nico Baby getting low, but the Heavenly Grace once more getting him out beside the light strike. Set catches him on the way out, and the stun is there. Mid1 cleans him up. OG back on form to come in these fights, and as expected now with the Satanic, Mid1 is looking to be untouchable once again.
An absolute beast. Thompson keeps going down every single time. Actually, feels like he's just dying in all of them. But yeah, it's really just mid one who's. Well, he literally can pick and choose which target he goes for. He lures into the high ground into the fight, and then he just pops the Underlord before the fight even starts. So they're man down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, with all the buffs in the world.
It's very little is going to stop this map. And now with the low sort of turn on Sax,
has fallen.
another way to save his core.
Also the level 20 finish, and he's got the, he's got 85% evasion. Troll quite a ways away from MKB. You're never going to be able to hit this guy.
Radiant's top tower
You need to
is
somehow
under
be able to
attack.
find
Radiant's
time for
top
Alliance to be able to
tower
finish
has
this
fallen.
MKB if they want a fighting chance in this game now.
You need that, and I think again it's Hansken's got to keep these moves up. If he can get the Empower steals, the RP steals, if he can become the Magnus for Nico Baby's Troll, then this game's going to look a whole lot closer. Without that, this PA is just going to be at a level that Nico Baby's going to really struggle to keep up with in terms of potential in the team.
There's just, look, he's going to be Solar Crest, he's going to be Lotus Orb, he's just going to have all the buffs in the world as this PA.
Radiant's top tower.
Do they have anything yet? Okay, they have the Medallion and almost a Solar Crest on the Underlord at least, on the side of Alliance. But that's about it. And then that's the Heavenly Grace almost.
Major She's for OG.
Uh-oh.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Dire's structures are
And that's
fortified.
fine X mid-1, and he's not far off it. Lots and lots of money on the mid-1 PA. 5k ahead of Nico Baby's Troll.
I mean, he's very close to having full of fire. Then, one of those things that I said might be a little annoying is the Guardian Angel. Then he never has to worry about it at all. No defensive items he has to worry about either. The Ghost Scepters, the Yules, etc.
Yep. That's going to get taken off, and again, as that move I said, if Hansken, even if he is able to get the Empower, that's also going to be removed from the Troll.
I think he's had it like once or twice in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vito's also got it taken off as... Oh, look, Seb finds what a very fortunate item for himself. Telescope for the Lina.
Oh, always a beauty.
And he might actually just give it to somebody else, and then he keeps the Keen Optic, and then he has the bonus of double. He's like the extra 200 cast range. Yeah, he's probably gonna hand it over to No-Tail. And then No-Tail's job is just to hold the telescope next to his teammate.
Double damage.
Give him the power. Gaining that lead more and more by the minute.
Hanskin has got the blink now.
Okay.
Big plays potentially incoming from the Ruby. That's sort of who I've got my camera on right now.
They need them.
Ground defenses.
They really, really need them.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Nico, baby. You can see how strong mid one knows he is right now. He just sees the troll, doesn't care.
That top lane heavily pushed out by Limp.
Dire's top tower is under
See if
attack.
OG are going to really care about that too much. The mid lane shoved right up to the base.
Sox is pulling the bottom wave off. If you see that, he sharded bottom to pull it into mid.
Just everything for the PA.
Yep, anything to push your lanes in. Since they have top pushing in, they want to build that bot.
Dire's top tower
And mid pushing in. They're setting up actually for lane.
What? Onto No-Tail. Nobody really wanting to step out of the base for... Yeah, they don't want to commit for that. Whilst OG sat around.
And Alliance, they want to be able to try to punish. The best move that they can do is like try to punish the TP from the top Lena, but they're trying to too strong on OG.
If they can burst him even once, he's going to put the Satanic rather early. But it's fine, still able to jump out, protect the age. That's screen core down. They can't have to worry about for the next 50 seconds.
They can't even capitalize of when OG splits up. With these skills. That's how much weaker they are at the moment.
has fallen.
Mid-Rax now under heavy fire from mid-one. They have anything to slow this man down. It doesn't look like it.
Has fallen.
Goes straight over to the bottom. It's in your business, Lim. Under the silence. But again, just very little that Alliance have right now that scares this PA. Mid-one just jumps past the tier 3s. In with Prince onto Nico Baby now for the Laguna Blade. Brings Nico Baby down low, not low enough to kill the Sunstrike. Ooh, he almost got enough damage. Nico Baby will live, but Limp won't. Him and S4 outside the base taken down as OG just continues to pull the Alliance back to the base. All the space is there for them as they're just killing them. They're coming out with the buybacks. It's still very hard to see what Alliance is able to do because after those buybacks, those deaths, they're now down 17k. Mid-one just remaining king in this game right now. Just bottom racks, they're gone. There's no defending it from Alliance.
Has fallen.
OG implement a very solid lead right now in this game. 2 sets of racks done.
Nico Baby just pings the tier 40s and end this.
Oh, we're not to FNP. Trying to get close to the bouncing. Quite close enough. He's able to grab with the Satanic. Nico Baby pops the ult. The light strike arrays down there. They're just controlling Nico Baby. The Hex from Seb as well. He is healing up to the remainder of that battle chance. In fact, he's not going to die. He's not going to die. Nico Baby's going to live. Can they do it a second time? Silence out onto mid-one. They have the damage. No, Sally's just going to RP and drag Nico Baby straight out of the base. Handskip. He's got the stolen skewer. For the moves they can't make with it. And it's going to block. Benjivi in focus. Nico Baby's on top of the PA. Stepping out of the EMP. Over to the side. Hex has come out onto Limp. Limp and Hanskin out of the game. No buyback on these two. As OG just playing with their booty. Killing off Elias outside of the fountain. Nico Baby trying to stand his ground, but he's tripped up by the tornado. Final hit from mid-one coming out. Oh, he's looking at the fountain rampage. He's looking at the fountain rampage, baby. There it is. Oh, the kill. Give him one more. Mid-one trying to get out, but the Hex is there. Can they get it in time? They can. Mid-one with the fountain rampage to close this game 1 up. Is called. I mean, they open with the Mag PA, and this is why, Giannis, it comes in hard from OG. That